Alright guys, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of We the People, where the people come for the truth. And I invite you back to the people's desk, baby, you know, because only the truth comes out at the people's desk. And here we go. Well, Hakeem Jeffries, the House leader for the Democrat caucus, right? Moron, but nonetheless, Hakeem Jeffries about the threat on his reckless life. This is a press briefing. I hate when he talks, man. I cannot stand the way he talks. But we're going to listen to what he says, and then we're going to comment at the end. But I want to hear what he's got to say first. Let's listen to Hakeem Jeffries cry real quick.
What do you make of it? The person accused of threatening you is the recipient of one of those blanket pardons.
I think the reckless and irresponsible pardons of hundreds of violent felons on January 6th has consequences, as eloquently articulated by Representative Jamie Raskin. There are consequences to that, beyond me. Beyond me. The consequences are, we've seen crimes committed by people who Donald Trump pardoned on the first day he was sworn into office, by folks who have been released back into society all across the country. Some of them violent crimes.
All right, Hakeem, I want to ask you a question. You said there's consequences, right, to letting January 6th rioters out of, giving them a pardon and let them out of prison for things that they were falsely accused of. What about the 29 FBI agents that were in the crowd that day, helping the American citizens to get to the position that they were to be criminals, to be designated as criminals now, right? And now you're going out and sought after them after the situation to bring them up on new charges. So now you want us to believe that this guy that was a January 6th rioter threatened your life. You want us to believe that he didn't know no better, that he didn't know that you would do everything you could to lock his ass back up if he threatened you. You want us to believe that he just came out and threatened your life. Well, I think we need to see proof, because there's consequences to locking the American people up falsely, to putting fake crimes onto American citizens. There's consequences to that, Hakeem Jeffries. Like getting voted out of office and being brought up on criminal charges yourself for, masterminding a coup on the American people. So, yeah, there's consequences, Jeffries. And those consequences are coming through right now. So don't worry. You go ahead and you do what you got to do and lock that guy up. And then when we discover that he's innocent of his crimes, we'll be to lock you up after that. Is that a fair deal? Is that a fair trade? That's all I want to know. Is it a fair trade? Because we're starting to get sick and tired of you thinking that you can just lock American people up for no reason at all. Stage January 6th coup to overthrow a president of these United States. And you're just mad because we found you out. Not because, it was all true and Trump just let them off and all that. No. We found out that you and your people were bold-faced liars and had everything to do with it. Hey, Jeffries, let me ask you this. What about the pipe bomb? Why didn't you go after the guy that had the pipe bomb? I mean, just some legitimate questions, right? There's consequences, Jeffries. The only difference is we're conservative and we're men. And we don't conduct ourselves like whiny little women. Okay, Hakeem, have a great day, though. Quick question. The Summer of Love, the George Floyd riots and all that, right? That they never recorded as left-wing, what is that called? Left-wing, terrorism. We'll just call it terrorism because that's what it is. It's terrorism. You are going through our cities and burning them down. You are beating, your constituents are beating old women and old men up. You guys commit a crime on January 6th against the American people. You committed a crime. You bold-faced liar. You committed a crime. But yet you're going to sit on here and talk about the Jan 6. What about all the people that are beating up ICE agents right now, that are committing crimes against ICE agents and other law enforcement across our country? Because of you and your rhetoric, because of your constituents, because of the people that you marched with at the No Kings rally. Hakeem Jeffries. This is probably another Democrat lie, guys.
Oh, there are consequences to these irresponsible actions, and not a single House Republican has walked away from them. Not a single one. There are consequences when these extremists who are part of the Trump administration label the...
And we're not. We refuse to walk away from our people for you. You didn't condemn the death of Charlie Kirk. Your people celebrated and you didn't condemn that. We don't feel sorry for you, Jeffries. Boo fucking who? You didn't have anything to say when President Trump was almost killed, did you? Did you have anything to say then, Jeffries? No, you didn't. As a matter of fact, I'm probably quite sure you celebrated. Until you found out it didn't work. Twice. Haha.
entirety of the Democratic Party as terrorists or criminals. There are consequences.
You are. You are. And there are consequences, and they're coming down right now.
To that, beyond us. We all know what we've signed up for. But there's pain being visited upon the American people because of actions taken by Donald Trump, supported by House Republicans and Senate Republicans on day one of his presidency.
Guys, listen to what he just said. Listen to what he just said. He made sure he said that fast. Listen to that.
Upon the American people.
Listen.
To that, beyond us. We all know what we've signed up for.
They know what they signed up for.
There's pain being visited upon the American people.
Pain being visited upon the American people right now. Right? Listen, for the reason why.
Because of actions taken by Donald Trump, supported by House Republicans.
Because of actions taken upon Donald Trump, supported by House Republicans. Right? Which means that their little thing that they did to the American people on January 6th, he overturned it. So we got to pay for that. We gotta pay for that. Because we proved them to be liars. So we now got to pay for that. Listen to what he said.
And Senate Republicans on day one of his presidency.
Day one.
And I'm going to yield to my two colleagues. But by the way, what Donald Trump promised.
Because he said enough. He just said enough. That threat is still looming.
To do on day one of his presidency was lower costs.
And I'm going to let you know, every one of them that have been rearrested, look at the reason why they've been rearrested. It's publicity. You want to set them free? You'll never set them free. We're coming back for them, and we'll find another reason to lock them up again. The revolving door of their judicial system.
For everyday American. That was the promise. He lied to the American people all of last year. Did he ever say I was going to pardon hundreds of violent felons who brutally beat police officers?
First and foremost, they never brutally beat police officers. Secondly, yes, he did promise us that he was going to pardon Jan 6th. He absolutely promised us that. You should have paid attention, sir. You were too busy crying and whining because Kamala lost to pay attention to exactly what Trump said.
At this Capitol on January 6th, did he ever say that?
Yep, he did.
Was that the promise that Donald Trump and the Republicans made?
Yep, he did.
To the country? No.
Yep, he did.
They failed to lower costs, have done nothing. Life is more expensive for everyday Americans. Electricity costs up.
That's your people. That's your people. Look at all the people that are supporting the No Kings rally. When you go to Walmart and you see that them terrorists are hurting you, the reason why is because they're not eating them. They could eat them terrorists. They make billions and billions of dollars, not to mention they treat most of their employees like shit. But they make us eat the terrorists because they want us to hate President Trump. But not, listen, my friends, I want to let you know that at the end of all this, it's going to be beautiful. You just got to hold on a little bit longer. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to pay off. Or you could go back to living the way you was with them. Broke. Being taxed more and more and more. Taking more and more of your money to give it away to illegal immigrants that they're calling American citizens. They're not American citizens, bro. They weren't born here. They didn't have family that died here for this country. They're communists and Marxists and terrorists, bro.
Grocery costs up. Housing costs up. Now they want to jack up healthcare premiums on working class Americans.
That's false too. And yes, you're right. Housing costs up. You made sure of that, Jeffries. Your people made sure of that with Jerome Powell and the Fed. You're right. It is. Right now. But we're only going into the, what is it? The second quarter of Trump being here. We still got plenty of time, bro. We got 3 years to go. And it's all going to come down. You watch and see. Jeffries ain't seen nothing yet. Look how... That's why they're going in such a panic, bro. That's why they're doing what they're doing right now. This is the only way that they can make themselves look good. It's because now he's got to blame a Jan 6 rioter, or, you know, what they call a rioter. This is disgusting. This is a disgusting abuse of our judicial system by the Democrats again.
But they have time to pardon hundreds of violent felons, release them back into society, threatening the public safety of everyday Americans, and then can't spend a moment trying to make life more affordable, make healthcare more affordable for the American people.
Can I add
Jamie?
one?
Oh, you see all that he said? He don't care about you, bro. Listen, They gave all that money to them illegal aliens. My mother is 65 years old. She gets her first retirement check, right? In November. $365. $365, Hakeem Jeffries. And she's a Democrat. She's been voting Democrat her whole life. Poor soul. I don't know why she would have did a thing like that. Well, I did too. Until I realized what y'all were doing to us. It's a catastrophe what they've done to the American people. And it's a crying shame. And we condemn all political violence. And he already knows that. It's their side. Look at Portland. Look at Chicago. Look at what started in Texas. Look at what goes on and with their constituents. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But let's hear what Jamie Raskin's got to say.
Thing to this, thank you for that question. Up until Donald Trump, the pardon process was governed by Department of Justice rules, by statute, and of course by the Constitution. And there was a very set pattern, which is each pardon application was considered on its own. It was analyzed what exactly that person had done, what they were convicted of. And up until Donald Trump, nobody had ever been pardoned who had not paid back in restitution their victims of a crime or paid back fines to the government. In other words, you had to make yourself completely whole. Then you had to demonstrate that you were rehabilitated, that you accepted the reality of your offense.
Now, first of all, they did pay back with their life. You falsely accused people of stuff that you coerced. And you know about this. You got your hands in it, Jamie.
Contrast that with what happened with Trump. He gets in on his first day in office without any reports from the pardon attorney about any of these people, any recommendations saying that they have paid off their restitution, they've paid their fines, they've made peace with their victims and so on, they've apologized to the police. No, none of that had happened. Instead, they issued a blanket pardon for...
So I want you to pay attention to what Jamie Raskin just said, right? That Trump didn't know nothing about what was going on, that he didn't know nothing about the Gen 6 rioters, that he just came in and just willy-nilly let them go. He didn't know nothing about the situation, right? That they didn't apologize to the police officers, that they didn't pay restitution, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Boo-hoo, Jamie Raskins. Boo-fucking-hoo. Right? Why didn't Nancy Pelosi call in the troops? Huh? What about the pipe bomb, Jamie Raskin? Right? To let you know, you should go back and watch Trump in the beginning and when he was running for president, because he talked about all this and letting the Gen 6 people go. Because they were falsely accused and coerced into what they called a riot. No, if you want to see what a riot looks like, go look at Portland. Right? Go look at Chicago. That they're not talking about being a riot, that they're not trying to get their constituents to stop. None of that. But they want to talk about January 6th. Their butt hurt. Their feelings are a little hurt. And Jamie Raskins is the main one. So be watching my channel, because my channel is going to be solely dedicated to Jamie Raskins from here on out if I can help it. We'll talk about other things, but yeah, it's time to bring Jamie Raskins into the limelight. Welcome to We the People, Jamie Raskins.
people who have been convicted before for domestic violence, for assault, for armed robbery, you name it. Drug dealing, gun dealing, all of that's in there. And what do you know? After this mass pardon happens, people start getting picked up again. There's a guy...
So, investigate for yourself and you'll find out that half the charges he just put on people are lies. And the reason why is because he can't be found held liable or accountable for the things that he says about people. He can't be sued for defamation of character. Because they make sure when they do these little news things, news conferences, they make sure they do them at the Capitol. On the Capitol floor. So they're covered under the speech and debate clause. He's a snake. He is the snake.
Down in Richmond, who was burglarizing all of the houses in his neighborhood. And now this guy, Moynihan, says he's going to eliminate the minority leader of the United States House of Representatives. So they have enough people over at the Department of Justice who know a lot about January 6th, including Ed Martin, who was there tweeting on that day, describing it as a day of celebration like Mardi Gras, and his senior advisor, Jared Wise, who was here yelling, "Kill him," about the police, that they should know how to get these people into line, because it's a very dangerous situation. And I just want to add finally to what Mr. Jeffries said. Speaker Johnson described the exercise of First Amendment rights across the country by...
Notice how he had to get those lies back in order again in his head? Speaker Johnson. This guy is something, bro. I'm telling you, you gotta watch this one. And he's from my town, Maryland.
6 or 7 million Americans as part of the No Kings rallies as a Hate America rally. The Hate America rally happened on January 6th, 2021. We saw what a Hate America rally looks like. There were more than 140 police officers who were...
No, the Hate America rallies are Portland, Oregon, and Chicago, and Los Angeles, and George Floyd, and the Summer of Love, and the Democrat Party, and the Joe Biden family, crime family, and
wounded, injured, hospitalized. Many of them have been forced out of police work because of what happened on that day. And what does Speaker Johnson say about that? Nothing. Now, he's part of the cover-up. He's part of trying to sweep the whole thing under the rug. Meantime, you had 7 million people participating peacefully, non-violently in the American political process yesterday. And everybody should be praised for that. Those protests were a model for First Amendment exercise in the United States. Thank you. Okay.
Well, there were people arrested, one. And number two, you did everything you could to keep the violence down because you were present and your face was shown. Look at that picture of Hakeem Jeffries. That looks like a man that his life was threatened, don't it? Look at Jamie Raskins. Look at the broad in the corner, whoever she is. I'm sure she's some constituent, new one or something. Got him. That's the look. You see it? Got him. You see the smile? You see that smile?
Year-old man from upstate Clinton, New York, is under arrest, accused of threatening to assassinate one of the top elected Democrats in the country, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
His name is Christopher Moynihan, and it is not his first run-in with the law. He was one of the January 6 rioters and had been serving 21 months in prison when he was pardoned by President Trump 9 months ago.
Moynihan was arrested over the weekend by New York State Police. He's charged with making a terroristic threat.
So, not by the FBI, but yet by the New York State Police. This is one of those. Cash Patel needs to get on this very quick. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Leave me down in the comments what y'all think. Y'all think this is real? Or you say this is the Democrat Party trying to pull another one on us? I think they're trying to pull another one on us. We the people, where the people come for the truth. Thanks for stopping by the People's Desk. I'm out. The truth!